work from home, Dave, right? You know, what's intriguing about this in general, I know, you were very quick coming out with this, which is really cool. And now it seems that as we're going forward, this whole thing, man, the dynamic has changed, man. We're going to be working from home. I mean, all these large companies are saying, yes, some people are coming back to work, but you have large companies saying that, it's going to be a rotation. 50% of their staff are going to be at home. So this is pretty dynamic.
Yeah, no, you're exactly right. Even a few months ago, most large companies were saying that the majority of their workers were going to return in January.
Yes.
Now, July is seemingly the new January, as we know the potential for actual deployment of a vaccine, timeline-wise, continues to get pushed out. I actually believe, I think what you're getting at is that many companies are going to realize, again, for certain roles, and not likely 100% of the time, it makes sense to have employees working in their homes. One, it might be more cost effective for them. And two, again, depending upon the role, they may actually be more productive. So it's been a crazy transition that companies had to move on the fly during the start of the pandemic, but they're realizing along the way that work from home might actually have some benefits for them.
No, I can see this. What's intriguing about this is that the management in general, it seems that they'll get more detailed and they'll get better at managing, right? I mean, that's what it takes. But that's kind of neat that when you get better at management, you get a list. I think everyone loves knowing that where you're going, right?
Yeah, exactly. I think what we've seen in survey work that we've done, and then others, large consulting groups like BCG and of course Mercer and others are looking to sell their services to companies to adapt to this model. But what they're finding is, again, from the top of the house down, is that historically people looked at this as kind of a big concern. How do we keep track of people?
Yes.
How do we make sure they're productive? But because of the tools that are available to companies today, collaboration tools, video conferencing, you can make it work. And these are the stocks, the 40 stocks that are in the work from home ETF. Those are what this fund's all about, is how do I identify the companies that are producing the technology or services that companies either need to monitor their employees or to let them be productive wherever they may be.
And folks, you can see all those holdings as you go over to Direxion, and there's some great holdings in there, man. I mean, it's really intriguing. I saw this morning, Dave, is that now what they're talking about, of course, Zoom has been the big winner in an incredible way. And now Zoom's talking about they're basically starting to do business in the phone business. So this would be really wild if we're all going to end up just using Zooms instead of phones, right? But it's very possible.
Yeah, exactly. So, as that company, which, was only on a small handful of investors' radar at the beginning of the year, has exploded. It's a poster child for work from home, poster child for work from home stocks. But what they've done is they've actually proved that they can generate some significant revenue. They've invested it into improving their security services and the like. And now they're saying, well, what other technologies can we do around this if Zoom, becomes ubiquitous as it has been, and phone conferencing is one of those.
Let's just switch gears for a bit, because I know we got a lot of biotechs in the Direxion family, right? So what are we looking for inside that biotech? I mean, because I know, risk, reward. We know there's going to be a vaccine. I guess the real question is who's going to get it, meaning what company's going to be up and going, and, basically whether you're hedging or you're basically making a direction call. What do we have inside those biotechs, Dave?
Yeah, exactly. So our bull and bear biotech fund, LabU and LabD, they've seen a ton of interest of late. And to your point, it's a very bifurcated trade, meaning the volatility is there to take advantage of up moves and down moves. But really the names that are in that portfolio, because at the end of the day, we provide leverage and inverse exposure on a group of names. They're what's going to drive performance. It's really a diverse group of biotechs. So you have some large and mid-cap and small-cap biotechs in there. I think that's really important, though, for trading the space, because you want some of those names that might not be household names in your portfolio, because they're going to be really the ones with the potential for outsized returns, as opposed to some of just the big healthcare names. So, those funds are of interest. We also have a fund, it's smaller, but it's focused just on pharmaceuticals. The ticker is PIL. And that's an ETF that has a different group of names, not just pure play biotechs, more on the pharmaceutical vaccine therapeutic side, that's seen a bit of a tick up in interest. Again, nowhere near the activity that we see on the biotech side, but investors who are interested in space could take a look at that fund too.
You got a